Hey guys, it's Tara. I want to bring you a really soft, really sweet, gentle, almost like a cool down. If you've done a more fiery practice on this challenge and maybe there wasn't time for cool down. I know I did one of those classes, so that's amazing. Or maybe it's like the end of a really long, stressful day and you just want to cool down, you want to stretch, you want to feel amazing, you want to feel good. Without a lot of like fire. So this is the exact opposite of that. It's a really nice wind down that is gentle, sweet, and yeah, like a little treat for the body. So go ahead and find your way to your practice space. And I'm gonna just immediately have you come to your back. So go ahead and lie or on either hip. Go ahead and dive down onto your mat and come all the way to your back. Now, if you got there a different way, no worries, but once you find your back, I want you to bring your feet a little bit close to your hips, press into your feet and pick the hips up off of your mat. Sway them right and left, and notice my hips aren't tucked under, they're not up in the air. It's not like a traditional yoga bridge. I forgot how much different this feels. So it's just a little different. So let the hips sink low, let the belly be higher. And we're encouraging like a natural curve underneath the low back. You can notice I can bring my hand underneath. And then we're just gonna slide the hips right and left. You can brush the hips along the mat and still you would have your natural curve. Now your natural curve might be more emphasized and it might be smaller than mine. It's going to be different. Bring the hands to the floor near the head like a pull-up bar. Lift the chin away from the chest. So instead of tucking the chin in and flattening the back of the neck, a slight lift in the chin, letting the hips sway right and left. Find center, allow the hips to just sink down without changing the shape of the spine. Bring the feet a little further out from the hips. And then let the legs windshield wiper to the left. Press into the inner feet. Reach the right hip back. So the right hip might want to kind of go forward like so. Instead, let the hip almost be like a magnet towards the mat. Little pulses here. Press into your feet. Reach the head towards the top of the mat. And you might hang out here. If you feel like you need a little bit more, try the left ankle to the right knee. Two options. You can just relax, do nothing, let the legs fall, and then most of the time the right hip pulls forward. Or option two, you can try that too. You can try both. I like to try both. This feels, again, it feels amazing at first, and then all of a sudden my joints freak out, and it's like my joints aren't supported enough to sustain this. So you can try it, or press both knees up towards the sky. Reach the right hip back towards your mat like you were. Press into your right foot and try some gentle pulses here. Pressing into your foot, reaching both knees forward and then pressing the knees wide. Notice how much more length you can get out of the low back, out of the belly. You can try your left hand on your right elbow, pulling the elbows apart. I like to kind of rotate to a diagonal, almost lifting my right shoulder slightly off the mat as well. Or you can keep the shoulder grounded. I like this kind of diagonal hover. You can move the right foot. I just kind of inched my right foot a little bit closer to the left side. Feel free to maneuver to kind of follow your instincts. If your hand needs to move an inch, do it. See how it feels, if the neck feels better. Gently release the hand, bringing it back into pull-up bar. Inhale the knees up, and then let the legs fall to the right. Now you might pause here, or the foot might come all the way down. Another option is for the foot to slide on the inside of the foot. So option 3 is here in the inside of the foot. Option 2, the bottom of the foot touches the floor. Or option 3, you're just hovering in the air. So choose what feels good in this moment. And each time you return to this practice, it might be different. If the foot is on the floor, I mean, you could do it in the air too. You could. Try the right hand on the outer left leg, outer left thigh. I don't like this one in the air as much. Can be the foot on the mat or even the inner foot. Okay, now if the inner foot is on the mat, I know I'm giving you too many options, but yeah, I love it. Bring the right elbow, pull it down towards your mat, and notice how the ribs lift away from the hips. So it's like you can lengthen the spine a lot here. Pull the left hand towards the head and notice how the neck can now lengthen. Exhale, soften, reach the hips back, and then inhale, grow. Reach the ribs away from the hips like a snail crawling out of its shell. Exhale, slide back. Inhale, extend, find length, find space. Inhale, both arms rise up towards the sky. Press the ankle to the knee to rise back up. Pick up the hips, set them down so there's no rotation in the pelvis. Pick up the right leg. And then a little twist with the legs to the left, arms right. Option to stay or inhale, reach long. Lift the chin away from the chest, be expansive. I know sometimes you have to like kink the neck to look towards the screen. Bring your way back to center. Opposite twist, legs right, arms left. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring the hands back towards the legs. Hands come to the knee, to the ankle, rotate left and right. But yeah, sometimes we get in this habit of looking at the screen, and we need to look at the screen, of course, but once you find the pose, get in the habit of looking away so that you aren't kinking the neck. Bring the right foot down, bring the left foot down, little counter sways, knees left, arms right, and almost think about this as a slow massage on the back of the hips. Slowly bring the hands back near the head to the floor. Let the knees come to the right, hips root back to the left. Pulsing here, press into your left inner foot, right outer foot, little pulses. You can hang out here or you can place the right ankle on the left knee. And again, feel free to do nothing at first. Try doing nothing. It feels great at first, and then all of a sudden, for me, it becomes too much in the joints. So to counter that, press both knees up, push the left foot into the mat, and try little pulses here. Exhale, hips root back. Inhale, extend. Right hand comes to the left elbow. Pull the elbows apart and expand the space between the ribs and the hips. Gently inhale the knees all the way back up, bringing both hands to your mat to let the legs come to the opposite side. And again, they can come halfway and pause. Your right foot, the sole of the foot can touch the floor, or the inner foot can touch the floor. Option, left hand to the outer right thigh. Gently pull the elbow down, pull the right hand towards the head, lift the chin. Find some gentle pulses here. My dog has decided to join and stretch, and just watching him stretch. Think about a dog or a cat stretching. It's like they move in that stretch. They don't stretch and just hold it. You know, you don't see a dog or a cat do down dog and just hold. They're constantly moving and pulsing. That's kind of similar to this. Bring the left hand back to the mat. Right foot lifts back up. Pick up the hips, set them down without a rotation. Bring the arms up towards the sky, and then twist the legs to the right, arms to the left. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, bring it back in. Opposite twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it in. Bring the hands to the knees, to the ankle, rocking left and right. Exhale, left foot comes down, followed by the right. This time, pick up the hips, set them down, cross the left forearm on top, and just move the back of the ribs, right and left. Rock on the back of the ribs now. Option to tuck the chin, lift the head up off the floor, getting into those low ribs. Switch the cross of the arms, right arm on top, pushing down, left arm pushing up. Slowly bring the shoulders back down, bring the head back down, lift the chin. Bring the hands to the head and almost find like a gentle circular motion within the fingers. Lift the hips, set them back down, and then extend one leg at a time all the way down to the end of your mat. Continue to rub the head. You can bring the thumb in front of the ear, behind the ear, near the temple. Go ahead and bring the hands, the fingers, let them circle behind the ears and down to the neck. And just encourage, almost like a gentle hug, lifting up the back of the neck without compressing the back of the neck. Let the throat open. And let the fingers continue to slide apart until they almost leave the neck entirely. And then once more, reach back underneath the neck and just pull gently upward. And let the fingers almost separate, moving away from the neck. This time, bring the fingers towards the top of the forehead and let the hands melt onto the forehead. Slowly pulling the hands down over the forehead, maneuvering the fingers so that they go around the eyes whenever they get there. The pinkies can stay on in the center near the nose. The rest of the fingers move out and around. And then when you get in front of the ears, gently, softly pull down, making more space for the lower jaw to move away from the upper jaw. Softening through the cheeks, through the eyes, the forehead. When the hands begin to separate from the lower jaw, let one hand come to the heart, the other to the belly. Feel free to make any final spinal adjustments that you need. And see if you can tune in to both the rhythm of the heart, the rhythm in the belly of the breath. Know that if the arms get tired of this position at any time, please move them next to the hips. And I encourage you to spend as much time here as possible